are my fans on Focus Media? I hope you're doing fine and everything is nice. My name is Prosper Magics. Thank you for following me. Don't forget to subscribe. Today I want to talk about the 4 best presidents of Africa that are the good friends of Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is a president of Russia and is currently serving in power with a lot of energy, with a lot of machines. Is a country that has energetic instrument with a lot of technology, with high technology. I can say is a country that is so fierce to different countries. This is the only country that is really trying to fight for power between America or the United States and Russia, because all of them do argue to be having a lot of power, and all of them are trying to compete for the number one, being the number one country in power. Don't forget that China is one of the country still which is not being talked to, but the China is a country with a lot of technology, with high technology. Currently, the 4 president that remained there was one of the Burkina Faso president, that is Ibrahim Traore, the Eritrean president, and the Congo president. They don't forget even a lot more of president have been there, but these 4 were there. And the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, had to still make the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, to know or remember that one of his major interests is requesting Russia to, since Burkina Faso is one of the African most loved country is Russia, or most friendly country with Russia, and he requested Vladimir Putin to make sure that at least in Burkina Faso they are having a nuclear plant station in their country, and you should consider Burkina Faso to be one of the number 1 developing country in Africa as a friend of Russia. So I don't want to tell you more. Let's listen for the story and try to know more about this.
Russia's 2023 Navy Day parade, that was held at Kronstadt in St. Petersburg on July 30th, suddenly turned into a soft power geopolitical signaling moment, when Russian President Vladimir Putin used the moment to personally address some of the African leaders that he had invited to be the guests of honor at the event. In particular, Burkina Faso's junta leader Ibrahim Traore, who seized power through a PMC Wagner-assisted coup, had a propaganda-worthy photo-op moment with Putin when they engaged in a relatively lengthy conversation as the Russian president was concluding the ceremony. As seen here, there seems to be a chemistry between the 2 leaders who all through the Russia-Africa summit easily got along. This moment came after Traoré surprised Putin during that summit, with a request for a nuclear power plant in his country to cater for Burkina Faso's energy needs.
Nous avons un besoin crucial d'énergie. À ce titre, donc, c'est un point important pour moi, parce que nous avons besoin, en tout cas, si possible, d'implanter une centrale nucléaire.
We therefore suspect that in this conversation, Ibrahim Traoré was reminding Putin not to forget about the requests he made during the summit, especially the nuclear deal, now that he is hoping for Russia to be Burkina Faso's number 1 development partner since the West has turned its back on him. Anyway, the other African leaders present at the Naval Day parade ceremony were the President of Congo, the President of Eritrea, the interim president of Mali as well as heads of delegations from Sudan, Tanzania and Equatorial Guinea. As seen here, all these leaders arrived at the venue of the parade at Kronstadt aboard a presidential boat alongside Vladimir Putin, who was kind of giving them a guided tour. All of them had been made the guests of honor at that main naval parade, and the obvious argument is that Putin was trying to woo as many of them to his side as possible amid the West-imposed sanctions that his country is grappling with. Whether he will ultimately succeed or not is probably a question of time, but we believe the West's interests and influence in Africa are now in a very precarious position. Do you think these African leaders are making the right moves by pegging their hopes on the Russia, or do you think they are in for a big disappointment ahead? Leave your comment below and don't forget to subscribe before leaving.